Um, so I want to talk about this. There's this whole kind of, I don't know where it comes from, some quote. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So let's talk about that. So, hope everyone's well. Um, Bear with me a second, guys. All right, there we go. So, yeah, so let's try this again and see how we go. Thank you for the like. Yeah, so it's important that you get hydration. So yeah, so like some say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But thank you again, man. Welcome back. Did you hear what I just said about that Gert? Because you know that person, right? Like she was coming to my live the other day, and she was trying to make it all about her. Really, I don't know. Hello, Xander. How have you been? Not seen you for a while. How you doing? So trying to be all a victim and be like, oh, trolls are attacking me. It was all about her. But I was like, well, I've not seen you for ages, and all you do is come back with that. Hello, Jeffrey. Welcome back. I don't know. I might do. I'll have to go and get it. Where did I put it on there? So I might play it. But yeah. So basically, yeah. So you know what's going on with her then. I don't know if she's still watching, but anyway, hit that like button, everybody, and yeah. So yeah, I'm alright, Xander, just like chilling and stuff, but nice. It is a very nice chair. It's a great chair. It's a tremendous chair. It's one of the greatest chairs in the world. You haven't seen me for a while because of my operation. Sorry to hear about that. What operation did you have? Oh no, that's not good, is it? Hopefully you're all right now then. Yeah. So but this whole thing of like the want to have power in of itself could arguably be corrupt because it's this whole thing of like quite a sort of, you could say it's a narcissistic kind of egotistical sort of thing to even want power in the first place. So is it that power corrupts, or is it that the people are already corrupt who seek power? You know, what do you guys think? It was for my legs because I'm a tiptoeer, so I needed surgery to walk properly. All right, a tiptoeer. All right. Is it something to do with like, is it like a genetic deformity or something like that, or what's that all about? Anyway, come on, got 5 people and 1 like, so can we just get the likes up real quick? Um, but yeah, so like, I don't know. So hope everyone's had a good Halloween. We've got like bonfire night coming up soon as well. Then it'll be all Christmas, won't it? You know, we'll be getting the Christmas market soon, isn't it? I think they're coming on like around the 12th of November or something like that. They've got pretty good Christmas markets in York. I walk on tiptoes all the time, fixing my foot into that position. All right, okay. I've been feeling really quite nervous today and a bit shaky due to nerves. It's all the news. What do you mean? you're on about this whole thing with like the all those people getting stabbed and stuff because I was talking about that this morning and uh, what has this world come to? Uh, yeah, it's just you keep hearing these stories coming out and it seems to be happening more and more often. I don't know. Yeah, it's just keep hearing about all these different terror attacks and stuff, and it's just so fucked up. What makes someone think that that's okay to do? They have no regard for like morality whatsoever. It's just crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So I looked at apparently they're like British nationals, but they're like I think they're like descended from like Caribbean, if I remember something like that. I could be wrong, but yeah, because I was thinking it might be one of these gangs that did it, but I'm like, well, either way, it's like there is a problem with gangs in this country, in a lot of Western countries for that matter. It's like become a fucking joke. So now people are probably going to be quite sort of scared to even go out on the trains and whatever you now. And you think it's organized crime? Well, who's organizing it then? Is it like some kind of mafia or some shit? But it's like the government doesn't seem to care enough to like do anything about it, do they? But you could say, well, what are they going to do about it? But they put all their focus into issues that don't even really matter in the grand scheme of things. We'll have literally people getting unalived, and nothing seems to be getting done about it. A lot of them are afraid to kind of like say that it's a terror attack or whatever, like like these gangs and whatever. They're afraid of like coming across as racist or whatever because they're afraid of losing votes or whatever. So I don't know. So what is it organized for though? Is it some kind of religion or something? I don't know what religion these people are. So I remember there was that whole Lee Rigby thing, and like when he got unalived by these, yeah, uh, just fucked, isn't it? It's like you go out and like a lot of these areas now, and it just looks like hell. Like the streets have just become so fucked up. Like these areas that just look like I don't know, almost like war zones or something. Hello, Pedro. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining me. They look kind of like war zones or something. They look like just looks horrible. A lot of these areas they just got yeah. But, sure, things like didn't used to be this like this at one time, and there was a time when things were a lot better. Now, yeah, every time has had its problems, but like, which time is better overall? But we've got these like billionaires with like trying to just extract data from people. You've got um, censorship. You've got all these issues. People are afraid to even tweet about something in case they get arrested or something. Like they were trying to make an example out of that person for like just putting that tweet out, which she then later regretted doing. But we're not allowed to make mistakes anymore, are we? We're not allowed to say something that is wrong. Yeah, it's a really effed up world that we live in, especially a lot of these countries in the West. I suppose everywhere's got its problems, but yeah, lot of people are just sick of the West, really. They're just saying, like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. But should we just stay and fight? Some argue that they should stay and fight. And some say, well, let the country just die, because it's not worth trying to salvage it at this point. This country's just, it's just, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen the news, heard bits and bats from streams. Yeah. So what's going on with this Gertz person? You know that person. I think you brought her into my live streams. It was going on about say, oh, getting all these trolls and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, it just all seemed a bit sus to me. Like, why you just come into my live randomly and then trying to be all kind of like a victim? Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. So I hope everyone's doing well anyway. Share the live out if you can. So what do you all want to talk about then? Anyone got any ideas? Hello Tony, how you doing? Another one came in today, Jamie. What's that? Rescue cats you're on about? Yeah, well, that's good then. Yeah, someone's talking about it. Sargon of Akkad. That was that guy off Lotus Eaters. You are not safe. So he's been talking about that. Hello, Nikita GD3, sorry, W3M. But yeah, it's like we're having it's like we can't really sort of, if we're like basically, if we were to like deport these people, then we'd be like sort of basically seen as sort of racist or whatever. I think they should be like deported to their country and have them deal with them however they want to deal with them. But then again, there is a a British national sort, but like that's the only thing really. It's that if he's born here, then technically he's from here. But I don't know. Part of me thinks that we should bring the death penalty back, because why should we have to why should the taxpayer be burdened to keep these people alive? That's what how I see it, kind of thing, that that it's like, now there was this argument. Hello, Casitio, how you doing? I hope you're well. If anyone's new here, please subscribe, like, and share. So what was I gonna say? Like, I don't know, but I've got a bird in the oven, small chicken. All right, oh cool. Yeah. But yeah, they're just gonna they would, I don't know, the whole death penalty thing, right? Part of me thinks that we should bring that back. I don't know. But then again, it's like, I think if they can be absolutely certain of the perpetrator, like if they're not 100% certain, if it's like even 99%, they probably shouldn't do it. But if they're like 100% certain that they are the perpetrator without any shadow of a doubt, then I think they should be able to maybe do that. I don't know, because why should we have to have these people in the prisons just to like? Because then you think to yourself, what? Why should the taxpayer have had to like pay for like fucking Ian Watkins to be in prison as well, for example? Because I don't think there's any way that these people are ever going to get rehabilitated. You know, people are kidding themselves if they think that some of these people are ever gonna that it's ever gonna happen. You know, you could say, well, there's like a one in a blue moon chance of like once in a blue moon that that somebody could become rehabilitated or some shit. I think a lot of it comes down to like say like things like the mental health of the person, and which there's certain factors that you would need to take into account, and certain ways to kind of like safeguard and things like that of the public. And like for example, if somebody is that's I don't know, like somebody's quite mentally unwell, then we just kind of keep them away from society. But like if they can get like someone to care for them or something like that. But it's like people are expected to like pay into the system. Part of that's going to then go to try and house these people. You know, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the whole idea of bringing back the death penalty for like serious crime like murder and stuff, because from just a point of view of like why should it be a burden on society to keep them behind bars? Because how much does it cost? Let me have a look and find out how much does it cost. This is just going to be for the UK. Let's have a look for like say people who do really serious crime. How much does it cost the taxpayer to let's say to keep murderers in prison? Let's have a look. 68k. Right, so it says here the annual cost to taxpayers for keeping a murderer in prison is approximately £50,000 to £55,000. And it says here, let's have a look. Though this can vary significantly depending on the specific prison security level and type. For example, the cost per inmate at high security facilities like HMP Whitemoor or HMP Woodhill can be higher, reaching over £80,000 annually, while the cost per place at some young offenders institutions can be even higher, as seen with HMP Warrington at around £138,000 per year. So that's more than what most people make in a year, isn't it? £50,000 to £55,000. Most people probably make a lot less than that. So how many murderers are there in prison? I wanted to know what the actual cost in total is. Probably going to be like, I don't know, possibly in the billion, maybe not billions, but like it's definitely in the millions, tens if not hundreds of millions probably. It's crazy, really, isn't it? America is building work camps industrially self-sufficient for income. Right. What's that in regards to? Like, I mean, it's in relation to, I mean, like, talk about the whole thing of like death penalty and stuff like that. And but yeah, yeah. So what we were talking about the industrially self-sufficient thing. What do you mean? Can you explain? Are you talking about not relying on foreign imports or something, because like most of our goods are like coming from abroad or something, and I don't know. Anyway, I hope everyone's well. Yeah. Oh, welcome to the live, everybody. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'll ask my mum a question and she doesn't answer it or something. I don't know. But I guess I'll find out at some point what was going on with that person. But yeah. But I don't know. It's just like, let's say it's 50,000 like on the lower end, right? So then for every, two people. So every 200 people, that's £1 million a year. So how many? Let's have a look and find out how many murderers there are in prison right now. Right now in the UK. How many murderers are there in prison in the UK? Hi, just kind of across. Good to see you. How are you doing? So it says here there's about 7,500 serving life sentences in UK prisons. So if we do the maths on that, that's about let me think. So 50,000, that's what's like a million. That's so for 200 is like 1 million. So we're talking probably like, just trying to do like the maths on it real quick. So 7,500. So we do, that's probably going to be about, let me think. So it's 50,000, 500, 5 million, 50 million, and about probably about 375 million a year. Now you could argue that that's not a massive amount per say like taxpayer, in terms of it's not going to set each person back very much. Let's say we've got 70 million. You're looking at roughly about maybe £5 per year. Just doing quick maths on it. Or you're at work. Oh, hello, Alondra. Okay, thank you for stopping by. I've not really seen you around as much lately. Hope all is well. Yeah, all kinds of different things. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. That's good. But yeah, so what I was saying is that, but the thing is though, if you had 375 million that you could spend each year, instead of spending it on friggin', putting a bunch of like murderers in prison, that we would just, if we were to just like, we might not be able to like, some of them might have to just, it depends obviously on the situation, but you could argue that if we were to bring back the death penalty, that we could use that money that we would have saved for something better, something that would actually benefit society. Maybe we could use it to house a few people, maybe house some homeless people, perhaps. I don't know. We could build certain things. I don't know. It's just an idea, right? Yeah, but I don't know. It's just some people just, they don't see it that way. They just think that, oh, well, everyone deserves a chance to, I don't know. I can see that, I guess, but it's just, I don't know. But then there's also a thing of like when they get out of prison,
a lot of them probably won't end up going to actually be productive parts of society. They'll just be kind of a lot of people are just going to end up becoming like so yeah, there's life sentences like sometimes they'll get out after 20 years on parole or whatever. Sometimes even less, sometimes of just a few years. But it's just I was just thinking in terms of like of it being a burden on society. But is it really that much of a burden? There's a lot of other things that the government is doing. But when you combine everything, the way that they tax everybody for like, a lot of it's just being wasted. It's like I was saying, even things like road tax, and things like that, and how it's like you think to yourself, well, with all that road tax, you'd think the roads would be immaculate. It's like, why is it that in Germany, like, let's have a look and see how much tax they pay in Germany, for example.
And let's find out, do Germans pay road tax? Let's have a look. Do Germans pay road tax? Oh, Casizio means craft. Is that like a... Sounds foreign, so I'm guessing. So it says here they have an annual motor vehicle tax. Let's look and see UK road tax versus Germany. Let's have a look. So the UK and German road tax systems both incorporate CO2 emissions as a primary factor. So that's basically what they call like carbon tax, essentially. So you would think that the road tax is for the infrastructure to build the roads or something, right? That's what you would think, right? I mean, I don't know. Let's just see like how much it is UK road tax per year average. But it's like, I don't know, all right, £320 a year apparently on average. Let's have a look in Germany to see what it is in there. Let's have a look. Average. It says here 100 euros to over 450 euros per year. So if anything, it's probably less there. Probably costs less, if anything. It's about 250 euros per year then, compared to £320 per year in the UK. So yeah. Uric, what's that? Sorry. I don't know what that is. Is it, you mean it's like, oh yeah, Finnish from Finland, I guess. Yeah, because it looks like Finnish. Remember there was a band, well, they didn't quite make it, but they were going to go on was it, well, I think they went through the audition phase of like, was it Eurovision Song Contest? My road tax was at £320, right? Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? Like, the amount of taxes that they have you pay. Let's have a look at average car insurance annual cost, right? It's between 562 and 735. Could have been Windows 7 man from Finland. What do you mean? So it's over £500 a year on average. So basically, that's over £800 already, almost £1,000 already in costs. That's not including anything else. Yeah, if you go to a job that they will pay for some of that, but someone told me that it only covers about half of the costs of petrol or something like that. It doesn't even cover the whole cost of it because they'll give you a certain amount per mile. But for anyone that wanted me to play the Joe harp. So yeah, so nearly £1,000 a year on road tax and yeah, so insurance. Let's have a look at MOT. So MOT annual cost. So that's £54.85, isn't it? So it's not much really, but yeah, that's relatively small cost. Average car cost per year. Maintenance, insurance, and tax. I want to try and find those costs. The average yearly costs for maintenance, insurance, and tax in the UK are approximately £1,424. So that is, yeah. So we're not including any like costs of running it, but so we're not factoring in things like cost to run a car, but we're just talking about wear and tear. We're talking about insurance and car tax. So yeah, but it said here it's £160, but I'm sure it said it was more than that. I don't know, but it depends on the car and stuff like that. And but but yeah, car insurance is probably going to be like one of the biggest costs, I'd say, really. But MLT and servicing, so £300 to £500 for an MLT and service combined. Maintenance and repairs, and it's going to be unpredictable, but average annual costs are estimated to be around £300. So this is the average. So £1,424. Right. But so that's almost 1,500 on average. So average cost of lunch per year for workers. Let's have a look. The annual cost of lunch for workers range from approximately $500 to $1,000. Workers spend an average of £21 per week on lunches, which equates to about 1,092 per year. So I guess it depends on what you put in it, if you go out for lunch. So if you make your own like packed lunch, then it's probably going to cost you less than £1 per time. It might only cost you a few quid a week, maybe 5, if maybe 10 at the most. It's not going to cost you £21 a week. But yeah, but it says here that but yeah, basically that you're saying that £21 a week would actually be over £1,000. So, but it said $500 to $1,000, but yeah, so basically, according to that, people are spending over £1,000 a week. I guess if you take out holidays, you could say that it still comes to just around like £1,000 because you maybe get 2-3 weeks off a year, so it's roughly about £1,000 per year just on that. But a lot of them might spend money, just go out somewhere, and then let's see what percentage of workers actually of workers get takeaways after their shift. But these things end up getting very expensive. So my point is that all this money that's being wasted, people are going to work and then they're spending God knows how much on traveling there, and they might get some of that back. They can claim some of it back, but not all of it. And then it's like, what is it, 1,000 and odd for the car? Let's have a look at how much it costs to actually buy a car, and average cost to buy a car per month. Right, so it says here the average monthly cost to own a car in the UK is around £280 to £290. So this is like the total, I guess. So it says here, but this figure can vary significantly based on individual factors like fuel, insurance, tax, maintenance. But I'm talking about like how much does it cost, excluding fuel, breakdown monthly. So let's see in terms of like average car repayments per month. So it says here a car is costing £300 a month in finance, 280 petrol, 1,800 maintenance in last 2 months. That comes out to 1,480 a month. So it depends on what type of car you have, but if we didn't need to have a car, then it's going to really sort of massively reduce your bills. So like there's a lot of hidden costs to having a job is what I'm saying in a lot of cases, especially if you're having to drive quite a long way to get there and stuff. So but yeah, basically yeah, so if it says here you're borrowing £10,000 over 60 months, monthly repayment of £195, total repayment £11,714. So it's going to be like a lot more. It's going to be like, so it depends on how long you have the loan for, but yeah. But then once that 5 years is done, then some people might want to get a new car then. And yeah, they can just sell it or whatever, and then, but they're not going to get much for it after 5 years. That's for sure. You'll probably get a fraction of what you paid for it. So then you might want to buy a new car, and then you're just going to have to finance that then. You get the picture. Yeah, you might be able to do it quicker next time, but you still have to like, you're still going to be perpetually just paying money off like a car basically, and then you've got the insurance to pay for. You've got all these like hidden costs. It's especially if you buy a new car, you could just get an old rundown beater or banger or whatever you want to call it, which, and I don't know. A lot of people just want to look cool. They want to get the new flashy car just so that they can look cool and just, they cost an absolute fortune. You're looking at like 30 grand for a good one now, probably 20 at least. Like, and some of these like Teslas, I mean, how much are they costing? They're a fortune then. And don't get me started on the whole fucking electric bullshit. And that stuff doesn't even really
work properly. It's like it sounds like a good idea, right? But then it doesn't really work well in practice. It's another one of those cases of things that just don't really work all that well in practice. Like with these charging stations, for example, and how does that even work? What if you're stuck somewhere and you have no charging station around you? What if you get stranded? Then then you're having to rely on. You might have to get some friggin' service to come out and pick you up or something, and then take you. It's just then you've got to pay costs for that. Then if that happens, it's just I suppose you could argue it's going to still be cheaper in the long run, but you have all these inconveniences that can happen. What if something happens to it? What if and you're stuck? You might be stuck somewhere in the middle of nowhere. It might not be that easy for them to just come out and pick you up. 10K, right? Well, 14. I don't know. I suppose, like I said, second-hand cars are going to be a lot cheaper, but a new car is just eye-watering price. So yeah, but basically, like they're trying to like sell people on this idea of like like the whole eco-friendly thing, but is it really all it's cracked up to be? Like with these batteries and what have you, it's like I'm not really buying it. I just feel like it's just another con that they're trying to sell people. These big companies are just saying that they're all going green and all this crap, but they're not really, are they? They're just trying to, what do they call it? Greenwash, which is basically just a form of brainwashing the people just to think that they're better for the environment or something. Anyway, so yeah. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. It's nice to have you all here. But yeah, I was just talking about, there's all this corruption going on, but at the same time, we also need to still be grateful for what we do have. Because whilst we have all this corruption, like, we're still living the best time ever in a way. It's debatable, you could argue, but you can make life however you want it to be within a reason. We have the power through social media and what have you. There's a lot of options that have happened because of technology that have allowed us to free ourselves more now. It's given us more scope. Whereas back in the day, things were worse in some ways. So, and I kind of contradicted myself because I said that life in a lot of ways were better before, but I think a lot of it comes down to, as an individual, you could try to just take the opportunities and just do with it the best that you can. Like, you can find like-minded people online now. You never used to be able to do that. Might have been harder to find like-minded people at one time, but now it's so easy. But we can interact with each other, and we can help each other come up with ideas to make money and things like that. I mean, nowadays through things like Facebook Marketplace, and you can actually get free shit now, like someone could be giving away a free friggin' sofa or something, Why go and buy one if you can just get one for free? If someone's giving it away, you might as well take it, So it's it's just about kind of just being out, just look and see what's out there. There's even times where you can even get free food if, I was talking about this app called Olio. You can, some of it might not be in the best condition, but might be a bit slightly out of date, but you know, it's still probably going to be edible. At least then it's lessening food waste. So yeah, I think we should just be trying to see what's out there and just try and take advantage of the free shit that's out there. There's a thing called Free Cycle. That's another one as well. Like you can get free stuff. So there might be something on there that might be valuable to you, and you can get it for free. So you just have to go and pick it up. So you might have, say, like, I don't know, maybe there's let's say like a phone case or something, and someone's giving one away or something like that. Because maybe they're like upgrading their phone to someone else, and then they're just giving their old one away or something like that. And it might be compatible for your phone or something. You just gotta look and see what's out there. Maybe someone's giving a table away and chairs or something. Instead of going to the shop and buy one, you just go on either Facebook Marketplace or some other, you know, like waste item things. You just like go and pick it up. Saves it getting shoved into a freaking tip or something. I remember like my grandma used to like go sack stuff to a tip, but I don't know what happened. Did it just like, what did they do with it all? I was actually thinking about whether it'd be a good idea to like get some free stuff and then just try and flip it for money. I don't know if it's, some people seem to make it possible, but I don't know if I would do that. I wouldn't want to end up hoarding a bunch of stuff that I couldn't sell, but you could maybe put like a free listing up and then see if anyone wants it. And then all you do is just go and pick it up and then send it to the person. So it'd be basically like reselling it, basically. So just, yeah. But there is options out there for people. It's just like, you know, just type in the product that you want and see if there's any of that for free. So, you know, let's just go on the Facebook Marketplace right now. You can search free items. The problem is that sometimes people will list it as free, but then you look on it and it'll say something like part exchange or something. Well, that's not free then, is it? That's part exchange. You still want something for it, but you have to make sure that to look at it properly. So go Facebook Marketplace, free stuff. All right. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know. I might just get off soon, actually, but unless I started a new one, but I don't know if there's any point in doing that. I could try, but yeah. Hang on, what's going on here? Okay. What is going on here? Okay. This is not working, is it? Just skip that.